Welcome, Gunrunner.
Hello everybody, Q&A the Laird here, and I'm back with another little hardware review for you. And this one is somewhat of a follow-up to a video that I did before, because you may remember that about a month or so ago I reviewed this little thing on the channel, a Pac-Man game keyring. And I was distinctly unimpressed with it. In fact, I thought it was one of those bloody awful things I'd ever played in my life. I'll stick a review. I'll stick a link to the review in the comments, or in the description even, for those who want to go and watch my review of that, because I'm not going to go over it again here and put myself through the agony of trying to play that bloody thing. But yeah, I bought it because it was only 10 quid, as you can see, in B&M. And I mentioned in the review for this that they had another one in B&M at the same time, which was Tetris Game Keyring. And I chose this one out of the two because I thought it would be a bit more interesting. But after I did the review for this, I had several people ask me about the Tetris one, if I was going to review that, pick it up. And I even had someone saying that they really wanted to see a review for it because they couldn't find a review for it anywhere, and they wanted to know what it was like, because it was also £10 and very cheap. And it's this one, as you can see. And actually, in my review for Pac-Man, I did actually say that I would imagine that this one would be nowhere near as bad, because Tetris is a kind of easier thing to do, especially in LCD, because of it basically only using blocks and not needing to use proper sprites like Pac-Man does, which is one reason why it turns out so badly. So yes, I was back in B&M a couple of weeks ago, and I had a look in their Christmas gifts section, which is where I found the Pac-Man one actually. And yes, they had the Tetris one still. They also had Tetris in a tin as well, which I thought was rather strange. But that was quite a lot more money. I think that was 25 quid. But this one was only a tenner. So for a tenner again, I thought, yeah, why the hell not? So I grabbed it as well. And that's what we've got here. So that's what we are, of course, going to be looking at today. So, no faffing around this time. I've already put the bloody batteries in it, because when I did the Pac-Man one, it was an awful effort to try and get the batteries into the thing. And it was also an awful effort to try and open the box. So I've already done that, and I've made sure it's easier to open this time. Because as I say, I don't usually do unboxings as such on the channel. But when I do these little things, I always think it's worth opening the box to see what's inside as part of the whole package. So yeah, we've got the same very, very, very flimsy cardboard box that we had with the Pac-Man one. Literally the thinnest cardboard you could possibly imagine. Shows us our game keyring on the front, and this one boasts original sounds and gameplay, which Pac-Man didn't boast on the front. Probably wise, because it has no original sounds or gameplay. It says learn more at tetris.com. Down there, why you need to learn anything about Tetris, I don't know. I think everyone knows how to play Tetris. And it says it's an official Tetris product, of course. You probably already guessed that anyway, because it uses the correct logo and all that business. So Keyring Arcade. What does it say on the back? So we've still got that original sounds and gameplay. Original sounds, sprint game mode. Original gameplay, marathon game mode. So this one says you've got 2 different game modes. The rest is all the copyright bump, and it's by Fizz. Again, what they call Fizz Creations. That's the full name. It's really small underneath. So they did the Pac-Man one, so it's the same creator. I don't know if they've done any others. I've certainly not seen any others apart from Pac-Man and Tetris. So let's open the box. So again, it's all just, there's not any decent packaging. It's literally just held in with very small pieces of cardboard. Somewhere in here, if I can get it out, there is a manual as well. Oops, knock that down. I'll put this at the back, and we'll have a look. There we go. So we'll have a quick look at the manual first, which I've got here. So obviously that says Keyring Arcade in multiple different languages. Shows how to put your AAA batteries in case you're a complete numpty and don't know how to do that. but they're held in with a screw. We'll look at that in a minute. It's pretty easy. And then obviously it tells you how to play it, which really, if you can't play Tetris, wow. You know, even if you never played Tetris before, it's a game that you can literally just start playing and you'd learn it within seconds. The concept is so simple, as I'm sure you all know. So there's our handheld itself. Obviously, it's quite big as far as keyrings go. I said this about the Pac-Man one. That, you know, as a keyring, it's absolutely bloody huge. And in fact, I found a normal size keyring lying around. This is my son's Call of Duty keyring. Obviously decided he didn't want it on his keys anymore. I think it was because he said that it kept digging into him. So it's a quite hefty metal thing, and it has got pointy bits on it. But yeah, so we'll have a look in terms of the size. So if I grab the two rings, try to. If you do it from the back, you can probably see it better. So if I hold it on the back, you can see how big it is compared to a sort of normal size keyring. Yeah, pretty bloody big, about 4 times the size, and obviously a hell of a lot thicker as well. It's certainly not thin because obviously the battery compartment bit is really thick. So yes, that's it. We've got say battery compartment and a speaker on the back, a very crap mono speaker. We've got our very poor quality rubber buttons there. So we've got on, off, volume, start, pause. There's a little reset thing there for some reason. So it's for high scores or something. Our left, right and down. So if you don't need up in Tetris, we've only got left, right and down. Whereas the Pac-Man one, if you look, has got 4 buttons. So the buttons on this are slightly different. And then that one's rotate. So obviously left, right, drop it, and rotate. So let's turn it on, and I'll try to play it on camera like I did before, but it's never easy to play these bloody things on camera. So there we go. The volume actually doesn't change the volume, it just turns it on or off, the sound. So that's pretty horrible. A bit louder if I turn it around. But you can recognise it as the Tetris theme, just about, even if it is a pretty rubbish rendition of it. Certainly better than Pac-Man. The sound on the Pac-Man one was even worse. So if you think this is bad, blimey, yeah, the Pac-Man one was a lot worse. So there you go, marathon or sprint mode. Game 1 or game 2, you can slip between the two. Right, let's try starting it. So what's the start button then? Oh, that's up there. 2, 1. I'm trying to play this on camera because if I look at the screen, because of the angle I'm actually filming at, I can't actually see the blocks on the screen. So that music carries on playing where you're playing, and it doesn't drop straight down, thankfully, like some Tetris games do. There's some versions of Tetris, and I hate those versions where when you press down it just drops it straight down in place rather than letting you move it, which is obviously one of the nuances of Tetris for me, is being able to, you know, do that thing like I just did a minute ago where you just kind of slide it in at last minute. I'll go for a line now. Don't play this for too long because you all know how to play Tetris. But you can see we've got our next block, it shows that, which is always good. The music's now decided to stop. We've just got farty sound effects now. But it does sound like farts, doesn't it? It's weird how it just stops though. I wonder if that brings it back on. No, it doesn't. I'm wondering if, you know, pressing the volume thing would bring the sound back. The music even. If you want to bring the music back, God. So there we go. We've got all the things that you'd expect. You've got your level, your lines, your current score, your high score, shows the 3 next blocks. And that's it really. I'm going to turn it off because it's really awkward trying to play it on camera like this. Yeah, so verdict is actually not terrible. It's actually pretty good. It plays a pretty good game of Tetris actually. And I could actually see myself sitting and playing that for a while because Tetris is addictive. You know, as everyone knows, it's a seriously addictive game, and this version of it actually plays better than some of the computer versions I've played, mainly because it has the little nuances you want of being able to like slide the bricks into place at last minute, and it has all the stats down the sides as well, including your next 3 blocks. So actually, very good version of Tetris. The complete opposite to that bloody thing over there, which is the worst version of Pac-Man that I've ever played. Makes the Atari 2600 Pac-Man look like, I don't know, Streets of Rage 2. But this thing, complete opposite. It actually is really, really good, and I think Tetris is well suited to LCD. It works really well. So yeah, not terrible. Actually quite impressed. I'll give it some credit. So yeah, more things I suppose that are like this and less things that are like that. I'd imagine Space Invaders might work okay on one of these as well. Maybe that should be something they should try. Or Breakout. Breakout would work, wouldn't it? I'm sure it would. But there we go. That's it. You wouldn't use it as a keyring, would you, really? Because it's just far too bulky. But it does play an okay game of Tetris. But then at the end of the day, are you going to buy this just to play Tetris? No, of course you're not, because you can play Tetris on bloody anything nowadays. And you could just download Tetris on your phone, couldn't you? Which would probably even be better than this one. So, apart from you'd have to use horrible touch controls, whereas this has proper buttons, which is, for me, better. But I digress, I'm going on. That's all there is to say about this, really. It's Tetris, it plays pretty well, it's pretty decent, and it's not completely rubbish like Pac-Man. I hope you enjoyed my review of the Tetris Keyring Arcade, and I'll be back with another kind of more proper review in the near future. I've got some proper hardware reviews that I want to do, including a really, really nice Facebook Marketplace pickup that I got a couple of days ago, which I'll post the next few days actually on my YouTube community tab, so you can all have a look and be jealous of how amazing it was, because I'm really pleased. I haven't had a really good Facebook Marketplace pickup for a long time. But anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed my review. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye.